Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I am Michael Fillios, founder and CEO of IT Ally and a CDO editorial board member. And we are partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Yvonne Li, Vice President of Enterprise Artificial Intelligence, Data Engineering, and Decision Science at Advance Auto Parts. Yvonne, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. Very excited to speak with you.
Awesome. Well, let's just dive right in. Yvonne, tell us a little bit about your background and more specifically, what moved your career in the direction of data engineering and analytics?
Yeah, so prior to joining Advance Auto Parts, I was with IBM for about 13 years. I started as a junior data scientist, climbed my way and grew with IBM to where I was managing the data science team and also taking on leadership roles for the full scope of data services. And interesting to note, my background isn't in data science. It's in organizational behavior or organizational psychology. I've always had a passion for data, and that's what motivated me to take additional courses during my PhD on machine learning, AI, and that's how I got into the data and AI field. The process of leveraging data to explain and predict human behaviors and outcomes is always fascinating to me, and I've enjoyed making sense of that relationship. One thing I do think that makes it particularly interesting for me is my social or cognitive science background really helped me with the work that I do in data and AI. It gives me a completely different perspective when interpreting results and brings it to life with the storytelling.
That's awesome. And we've talked to a lot of folks that are in leadership positions around data over the years. And clearly, there's different career paths that take you to this particular point. So I know we're going to get more into that. And maybe we can transition more specifically to your current role at Advance Auto Parts. And perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about what drew you to that company and the role that you're currently in.
Yeah, I was especially drawn to this particular opportunity for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is a field that has yet to be disrupted by data. There's a ton of opportunity we can do with data and AI to really evangelize the field and really see what we can do with it. The second piece here is Advance Auto is going through a transformation in a really good way. It's especially rewarding to be part of this journey, playing a role in laying down that foundation while leveraging data and AI to assist in this transformation.
So is this a new function at Advance, Yvonne, that tell us a little bit more about how the genesis of this function at Advance?
Yeah, so it's not a particularly new function at Advance. That being said, the function was doing something very different prior to my arrival. And so what I had to do when I come into this particular role is really starting to reset the function to position what it really should be, what it needs to do, how it drives values, and then build it from the ground up.
Excellent, excellent. So maybe we can speak a little bit about how Advance is leveraging enterprise data and analytics to deliver value that you just mentioned.
Yeah. So one example that we've done is with our supply chain team. We kind of leverage our data and AI to really predict the volume forecasting, especially think about how many shipments are coming into Advance's distribution center on a regular basis. That way we can plan more efficiently. When the shipments are coming in on a higher frequency, we need to make sure that we have more team members on the floor to offload the trucks, replenishing our distribution center quicker and enable our DC team to stock the trucks and get inventory into our stores. That would help, which will then help the cost savings and productivities. With machine learning and AI, we're able to predict this volume with precision and plan the labor optimally. We've deployed the program across all the systems. All 45 DCs across the US now have this forecast. While I'm not able to share what the specific figures, I can say we're seeing really positive results across the board. Speaking of the success of the program, we're quite pleased with the cost savings and efficiency that we're able to get from this particular program.
Yeah, those are some great examples. You mentioned transformation at the beginning in terms of where Advance is in its journey. Where would you characterize currently the company is at with respect to that transformation as you start to look at the years ahead?
I would say we're certainly in the midst and almost at a tail end of it. It's really a process of modernizing the company, modernize the industry, and how we look at, automotive aftermarket, to be honest, and taking much more of a customer-centric view and perspective how we approach it.
Understood. So you talked about machine learning and some of the AI and advanced technologies here. Maybe you can get a little bit more into details on some of the ways that those are delivering value. I mean, obviously, as a CDO and a leader in data, the question of value from these investments comes up often. So perhaps you have some examples you can share with our audience about that.
Yeah, definitely. So there are a couple ways we're using it. Obviously, the supply chain example that I shared earlier is one. The other piece is personalization. When you think about data and AI in the industry, personalization is certainly a topic you're not going to avoid. You're not going to, you're always going to see. What we actually leveraged here is we had a test last year where we looked at customer purchase decisions, what they bought in the past. So, for example, customer that actually buys motor oil on a regular basis, we can predict when is the next time they're going to need the motor oil again, because these are regular purchases. And then when they need that motor oil, can we entice them to actually come in with a personalized message to say, hey, it looks like that time of year again, you're going to need your motor oil. Here's a promotion to go with it to entice them to buy it with us versus our competitors. What it really come out of that test was our customers actually really appreciate the personalized messaging. They respond positively. Many of the customers actually came back even after the promotion to continue to buy with us. So what we're seeing is it's starting to turn some of the customers that would have likely churned, actually turning them into a loyal customer with the personalized messaging because we care about them, we know when they need it, and we're reaching out to them when they needed it. That's certainly one aspect of it. The other aspect of this we're also using is, on cross sells and really leveraging the information to say if they're interested in product A and they're working on a DIY project, they may also need X, Y, and Z product to really complete the job. And those are moments where the customer may or may not remember when they make the purchase, whether they need the part or not, or sometimes it's kind of like an aha moment of, oh, well, I need brakes, but maybe I also need rotors on top of it to actually complete the job. And having that cross-sell model in the back end, providing that product recommendation, just like how Amazon does it, where a customer look at a product, you have a list of recommendations about them and say, customer who bought this product also buy A, B, C, D, E. For us, it's much more from a job and fitment perspective because you can't recommend every single product just based on the purchase behavior, but much more so based on the job they're working on to really bring that extra level of expertise and knowledge in terms of car care to our customers that they really needed it. The last piece is really using NLP to really understand our customer sentiment and feedback. And this is going to help us serve our customer better. It's, the whole point of understanding our customer better is so we can serve them better. We look at the data around their customer purchase decisions, and that's going to help us, customize our store assortment to ensure the customers can get what they want when they need it, where they needed it.
Yvonne, is there anything else you'd like to share on anything that we've covered or other thoughts maybe that you'd like to put out there to the audience?
No, I think that would be it. Thank you so much for your time, Michael.
My pleasure. It's been great getting to know you a little bit today. And to learn more about CDO Magazine or to view more interviews, please visit cdomagazine.tech.